A very good morning to the students of class 10, and we were having a revision part for your chapter carbon compounds, and you need to have a better concept, and this carbon compounds, as I told you before also, will be included in your higher classes for those students who will be joining the science stream. So in the last class we were having a discussion about we were discussing about the structure of ethene. And then today I will show you the structure, the electron dot structure of ethene. So what is the formula for ethene? It is C2H4 ethene. That means what happens here is that the general formula is CnH twice N. So if you put N as 2, so what will you get? CnH 2 into 2 is 4. That is why the formula for ethene is C2H4, and what happens here is that it is now it ends with ENE, so that means it belongs to the group of alkene, right? So next, when we are talking about the electron dot structure, then what will happen, as you know that carbon, there are two carbon, that means C2H4. There are two carbon atoms. So what will happen here? There are 4 electrons. So we will show it as this. And then for carbon 1 and for carbon 2 will be, right? So this is the 4 carbon atoms which will be then we have also 4 hydrogen atom. So 4 hydrogen atom is, if you put it as dot, then if you represent the electrons as the dot for hydrogen, so here what will happen? That means 1, 2, 3, 4, and we are representing the electrons for hydrogen atom as a dot, right? So as you have seen, here what will happen, here if you have to show the structure, electron dot structure, then what will happen from carbon? So just a moment. That means these electrons, since we have to show it through the sharing of electrons, that is why what you will do, these electrons will come, this electron will come over here. So here hydrogen, so one, just a moment. So it shares the 2 electrons, that means 2 electron pair, and then again it will share the electrons with the, then again right. So here you just see in this electron dot structure, here 2 electron pairs are being shared. That is why it will be double bond. Here with this hydrogen atom, 1 pair of electron is being shared. With this hydrogen atom, 1 pair of electron is being shared. Here 1 pair of electron is being shared, and here 1 pair of electron is being shared. So if you have to show it through a simple structure, so that means since 2 pairs of electrons are being shared, that is why it will be double bond, and then here 1 pair of electron, then 1 pair of electron, and 1 pair of electron, and this is another pair of electron. So you see it is C1 and 2 carbon 2s, 2 carbon, and hydrogen atom 1, 2, 3, 4. That is why it is C2H4, right? So that is the electron dot structure for ethene. So you try for ethine at yourself, and what happens in ethine? What is the general formula for alkyne? So it is H and H twice N minus 2. So ethine, that means methane ethane. So ethyne will be N is equal to 2. That is why it is 2NH. 4 minus 2 is C2H2. So if you try at home for ethyne, the structure of the electron dot structure for ethyne, and then you will have a better understanding. There you will find that the structure the structure for ethyne will be this. That is 3 bonds will be there, and here H, one single bond, and here one single bond. That means C2, that is C2, and H2, that is H2. That means between the two carbon atoms there will be three pairs of electrons which will be shared between the carbon atoms. That is why 3 bonds are there, and with carbon atom and hydrogen atom there will be a single bond, and that is why it is C2H, and this is the structure. Okay, so as you try at home how the electron pairs are being shared, and as I told you that if you have to name the different carbon compounds, you have to know about the functional groups, and also the functional groups, and also the like whether it is a carbon chain, the straight chain, or a single chain, or that means a double chain, right? And then it is cyclic, or what is the functional group, you have to know it very well. Now suppose I give you the structural formula like for propanol. So when I am talking about propanol, that means for alcohol, the functional group for alcohol is OH. Then the functional group for carboxylic acid is COOH. Now for aldehyde is CHO. For ketone it is CO, and then these are the functional groups which you, and then for aldehyde, then carboxylic acid, then hydroxide. So that means when it is hydroxide, that means it means what? It means that it is an alcohol. So when it is COOH, it means that it is a carboxylic acid. When it is CHO, it means that it is aldehyde, and when it is CO, it is ketone, right? So when you have to name any compound which is a carbon compound, then you have to know where is the functional group. Now when any hydrogen is being replaced by a functional group, then it will be shown as how it has to be. That means when you have to know what is the functional group, what is the name of the functional group. Now when you are talking about alcohol, then it will be like it will end with OL, right? And then if it will end with OL, when it is carboxylic acid, then it will end with OCI, oic, right? Oic acid. Then when it is aldehyde, then it will end with Al, and then when it is ketone, it will end with ONE. So the name will end with such, and you will have to name the different carbon compounds as such, and you have to remember that it is the hydrogen atom which will be replaced by this functional group. Now if I have to give you an example for like suppose if I have to give you an example for suppose an alcohol, right? So what happens here is that suppose, I hope you have understood this, suppose I am talking about propanol, right? So when you are talking about propanol, that means it is methane, ethane, propane. So that means there are 3 carbon atoms, and that is why there are 3 carbon atoms. So okay, so this is hydrogen, and for propene, that means this is hydrogen, and this hydrogen atom is being replaced by OH. So that is why the structure for propanol will be this, that is C3, and what are the different number of hydrogen atoms, you have to know. So when you are talking about the different hydrogen atom, so here one hydrogen atom is being means replaced by OH group. That is why the functional group is being replaced by alcohol, and that is why the name will be methane, ethane, propane. That means 3 carbon atoms are there. So methane, ethane, propane, and that is why the name is propanol, because the one hydrogen atom is being replaced by OH group. That is the functional group of this carbon compound is OH, that is alcohol, and that is why you will name this element as propanol. That means OH. So this is about the naming of the different structures. We will continue about the discussion further, and I hope that you have a better concept about this carbon compounds, because you need to have the concept rather than by hearting the different structures. So when you will be given any structure, you will be able to know and you will be able to name the different structures as such, by knowing what is the functional group, whether it is double bond, single bond, triple bond, so whether it is a cyclic one. So I hope I have at least I have been able to give you the different concept regarding the naming of the different carbon compounds. So I end my class over here, and to go through the video properly, and I hope you will understand what I wanted to make you understand. Thank you very much.